3M3 has reached Europe. Today we'll learn about Spain. We visited the region of Galicia and passed through wonderful cities on our way to Compostela. Check out this great itinerary. We entered Spain from Portugal and immediately saw the country's beauty from the road. And the first stop was in Vigo, at Monte de Santa Trega, an archaeological site that shows where and how the Celts lived. They rebuilt one of the dwellings here to show what each of those down there used to be like. This is a journey to a civilization from a century before Christ. Also, there is the Celtic Museum, which shows how these people lived, the areas they controlled, and all the art and tools they used then. The famous Celtic runes are everywhere, even in the shops here. Before leaving, visit the San Francisco Lookout to see the view the Celts once enjoyed. Amazing, right? The first lunch here in Galicia is at Paco Duran, which has this wonderful view, and they say the food is spectacular. Is it true? Let's see. This restaurant has one of the best views I've seen. With this view, you'll enjoy a great wine and eat some of the best seafood dishes of your life. Seriously guys, these octopus with paprika were out of this world. The scallops were perfect, and all the other dishes were wonderful. Guys, we just arrived here at the port of Bayona, and we're going to take a boat to the Siécia Archipelago. There are 3 companies that make the trip from Bayona to the Siécia Islands, and in all of them, the price is between 20 and 25 euros depending on the time of year. The trip takes about an hour, and suddenly, you're seeing the crystal clear waters there. The ideal is to go in the morning and spend the whole day on the island. That way you can explore a lot. Don't just stay on the beach. The Siécia Islands have several trails to explore different areas, each more beautiful than the last. Here you'll find some of Europe's most beautiful beaches, which is clear from the color of the water. It makes you want to gaze at the sea for hours. Look, guys, I don't know if this is really the most beautiful beach in the world, but it sure is very beautiful. That's over there. The second day started at a fortress. We spent the night at the Parador de Bayona Hotel in a room that had an amazing view. Beautiful, isn't it? But early in the morning, we hit the road and went to Pontevedra. We arrived in Pontevedra, guys, a city you can explore entirely on foot. Here in Galicia, Pontevedra is one of those cities for you to explore without a set destination. There are even some maps showing that you can do everything on foot. Look, how cool. One of the main landmarks here is the Church of the Pilgrim Virgin, a stop for many pilgrims on the way to Compostela. Take the chance to wander the city's narrow streets and experience Galicia's local lifestyle and laid-back pace. We took the bus and have arrived in Combarlo, another picturesque town in the area. Here, the streets are even narrower, blending houses with local shops. One distinctive feature of this place is the horreos. And you'll also see some silos that they use to keep vegetables and grains away from the moisture in the ground, so they're built above the ground to avoid that moisture. Where will we have lunch? There's a horreo nearby. It's Taberna Locoinia. Seriously guys, look at this amazing place. From the bread to the appetizers and main courses, everything here was divine. We could barely walk afterwards, but luckily we managed because we arrived at Paso de Rubian, a beautiful botanical garden filled with all kinds of plants, trees, and flowers. We had a guide who gave us a tour of the park, sharing all kinds of interesting facts about this place. And we also had a special guest who stayed with us the whole afternoon. The part we like the most is pretty obvious, right? The perfect grapevines full of grapes, which one day will become great wine. And after getting to know a bit of the botanical garden here, we move on to the best part, which is drinking the wines from here. Paso de Rubianes Winery produces some of Galicia's best wines. What better way to prove it than by trying them? I won't mention taking a few bottles home. The third day started in Shanshanshu, a beach town where we stayed the previous night at the Gran Talazzo Hotel. Look at how nice this room is, and check out the view from there. We were able to have a great breakfast, looking at the sea and saying goodbye to the city, because right after that, we hit the road again. We've arrived in Acorúnia, Galicia's second largest city. Our first sightseeing spot is back there. The Tower of Hercules, the world's oldest operating lighthouse, is the iconic symbol of Acorúnia. It was built in the 2nd century by the Roman Empire and is 55 meters tall. Admission is €3 and the basement has a small museum about its construction. And right after that, you start climbing its more than 240 steps to reach the top. On the way, you can already enjoy the view of Acorúnia. But it's worth it, guys. Just look at the view from up here. You can see all of Acorúnia's coast. It's breathtaking. And if you want a beautiful view, check out where we went right after. To get a panoramic view of the city of Acorúnia, you come here to Monte de São Pedro. Look at this, guys. There's a restaurant here with the best view of the city. Looking ahead, you can see the Tower of Hercules we just visited. Taking a walk around downtown Acorúnia to see its unique streetlights. Every Spanish-speaking city has its own main square, but this isn't the main square. This is Maria Pita Square. This is where the city hall is located, and it's the starting point of our tour through downtown. This is a perfect place to wander aimlessly. The commercial center features global stores and is ideal for shopping. And when we got hungry, we went to Nado, a restaurant with a minimalist vibe that has a really unique menu. We ordered a tasting menu with several unusual dishes. Look, how cool! It's mouth-watering. And we've arrived in Santiago de Compostela, guys, and look at the hotel we're going to stay at. It used to be an old monastery, and it must be amazing. Finally, we finished our Camino de Compostela and arrived in Santiago. It couldn't have started better. The Monument Hotel San Francisco looks amazing. The room is simple but very comfortable, and you can see the tip of the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral from the window. We had breakfast in the old monastery dining hall, and it was spectacular. Now let's learn about Spain's popular pilgrimage destination, the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. Inside, it's even more beautiful than on the outside. Look at this altar. And you can still see where the bones of St. James are. The visit to the Cathedral Museum is really interesting, full of sacred works, and you also get to see all the areas of the place. But the best part comes now. And look, here there's an audio guide that you put in your ear, and as you go through the places, you hear the explanation. The guided tour at the cathedral is amazing. Besides learning about all the history here, look where you end up. The tour begins on the cathedral's rooftop. Who would have thought I'd one day walk on the roof of the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela? Exploring everything up here is amazing. And I even got to see a mass down there. And you can still go up the towers to see the bells up close and get a panoramic view of Santiago. And even the little bud of an angel. Exploring these ruins is a unique experience with so much history in one place. Cathedral. And just look at the amazing food you can find around here. And lunch is here at Tapona de Peregrino, which is a Michelin-starred restaurant. What a wonderful surprise to discover Tapona do Peregrino. The atmosphere is very intimate, perfect for ordering a relaxing 10-course tasting menu along with great local wines. Chef Lucia Freitas welcomed us personally and made dishes fit for a museum. Each dish is a work of art with its own uniqueness. A perfect way to end this wonderful trip. We say goodbye to Spain from the City of Culture. Thank you, and see you on the next 3 and 3.